expression about New York, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere? Well, as someone who lived there for nearly 2 decades, I would offer a small tweak. The saying should really be, if you can make it there, you don't need to make it anywhere else. New Yorkers don't see themselves as a subset of the rest of the country. They see themselves as their own country. And whether the subject is sneakers or pizza or professional basketball teams, how famous or successful you are in the rest of America is frankly irrelevant. It's what you do within the confines of the 5 boroughs that matters. That's why last night's Knicks-Nets game felt big. That's why Spike Lee was there doing Spike Lee things. Why the building managed to feel electric despite it only being about 1,600 fans on a Monday in March. It's why the Knicks kept battling even after the Nets came out shooting 70% in the first quarter. By halftime, Brooklyn was up double digits. James Harden was making passes like this, and Kyrie Irving was making shots, like that. I mean, come on, let's be honest. There are a lot of Knicks teams from previous years who would have just packed it in at that point. But this is a Tom Thibodeau team, which means packing it in is not an option unless you want to be very, very unhappy in practice the next day. This team kept the score at least within shouting distance in the second half. This team has guys like Frank Ntilikina, who managed to completely energize the Knicks defense on his way to fouling out in just 16 minutes of play. It was very impressive. This team is the one experiencing the Julius Randle renaissance. Here is Randle in the fourth. Yeah, just money. Bringing the Knicks within 4 with less than 2 minutes to play. Randle would finish with 33, 12, and 6, but he wasn't the only one scoring. 5 different Knicks were in double digits, and they were also doing stuff like this. This, my friends, this is how you defend in a late game situation, right? Or this, under 8 on the clock, RJ Barrett and Alec Burks wrestling the ball away from Joe Harris. Officials called a foul on that one, which Tibbs in turn challenged, which the refs in turn then spent roughly 3 days debating, but finally we got a jump ball. But just seconds later, as the Knicks tried to force overtime, more officiating controversy when Randle is called for an up-and-down travel. Now, Julius tried to explain to the ref that Kyrie made contact with the ball there, but he got no quarter, and you can see his teammates eventually nudging him off the court as a portion of the fans who were there started screaming, well, I'm not going to repeat on TV what they said, but let's just call it a delightful New York expression. This was, after all, a New York game. And while, yes, the Nets' win will go down in the larger NBA standings, where last night just becomes one of 72, in New York, this is going to be a night to remember, with both Nets and Knicks fans having plenty to boast about. If you can make it there, well, really, does anything else matter? Perk, do you understand Julius Randle's frustration there with the travel call?
No, I don't understand it, Rachel. And finally, the referees got it right. He traveled. Look, Kyrie did touch the ball, but he had to knock it out of his hand in order for it to not to be a travel. This was a travel. The referees got the call right. Great defense by Kyrie Irving. But the thing I love about Julius Randle is the passion. I don't care if he was walking out and they had to hold him back. He kicked over chairs. I love it. You know why? Because it shows that he wants to win. It shows that the New York Knicks are about winning finally. So look, the passion I love. The referees got the call right. Keep going, Julius Randle. I love the passion that the Knicks are playing with.
Rach, I love New York. I miss New York. But I'll tell you, I flipped that game off with about 30 seconds left. Puttered around my house, got some stuff done, washed the dishes, turned the TV back on. It's still going on. The Knicks didn't give up. What happened? I rewound. I saw the jump balls. This is all Knicks fans have been begging for 5 years. Yeah, 20 and 20. It's not amazing. A hard-playing, no-quit, no-nonsense team that's taking you to the wire. This is what they have been begging for. And when the crowds come back, both to Barclays and to MSG, that crowd, it would have been an insane 50-50 crowd. MSG is going to be crazy. Do I understand Julius Randle's frustration? Do I understand the traveling rule? Does anybody actually understand the traveling rule? I agree. I think he traveled, but I do understand his frustration because it is that Kyrie did get a fingertip on the ball, and you know what? He's fighting to win the game, and that's the point. That's what Knicks fans have been begging for so long, and that's why this team has captured the city a little bit.
Well, Rachel, I'm just trying to visualize Zach Lowe washing dishes. Like that part right there, I'm trying to just wrap my mind around.
Elite. I mean, elite.
I might need to call Vesna for a fact check there. Check with your wife there, Zach. I don't know. I'm going to need some video, some tape on that one for sure. But you're absolutely right. This is
all the doubters. Everyone doubts my household skills. Keep doubting. That the hate fuels me.
You're like the Knicks. You're going to come back stronger than ever. And your point about the last 5 years is so true. I think that's what everybody is responding to so much. It doesn't matter what the end is. The win-loss record, it's going to be great if they make the playoffs. They don't have to make the playoffs. They have to be trying. And the direction of the franchise feels so different than it has in previous years. I don't care who lost or won this game last night. I cared that they put forth a New York-style basketball game. It was fun to see that back.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.